Good morning, friends. This is Malika from Malika Semper Astrology. And yes, this week is the week of Mercury retrograde happening. I love Mercury retrograde, and I'll tell you why. People have this idea that everything's going to go wrong during Mercury retrograde. And it's actually a lesson from the cosmos for us to just slow down and revisit the past a little bit, right? So it is happening September 9th until October 2nd. Mercury will be in retrograde. So we've already been in the shadow phase of this happening, which simply means that we can already feel little inklings of Mercury going retrograde and little things happening in our lives that really need us and require us to pay a lot of attention. And that's what Mercury retrograde is. We have to pay attention. We have to go back to what was left undone or what wasn't finished or what wasn't closed in the recent past. And so Mercury is going retrograde through the sign of Libra. Okay, so at 8 degrees of Libra, he starts to do his seemingly backward stance. So from September 9th until September 23rd, he'll be moving backwards through Libra. This is also good to know in your chart. If you have any Libra in the early degrees, if you have Aries, if you have Capricorn, if you have Cancer in the early degrees, you're going to be mostly affected by this Mercury retrograde. And, until the 23rd, it's really a focus on relationships because he's going backwards through the sign of relationships. And Libra is the sign of how we connect to others, how we intertwine with others, how we dance with others, right? And so through the 23rd, it's a look at relationships that maybe needed another look, maybe needed a little bit revision or a revisit or closing doors or putting a period at the end of that relationship sentence and moving on. It's kind of the cleanup of those sorts of things coming up in our lives. Now, from September 23rd until October 2nd, he will be moving back, dipping back into Virgo. And so then it's going to be a focus on our responsibilities, what we said we'd show up for, how the rhythm of our daily life is, and revisiting that. Maybe reorganizing, creating systems and formats. But the whole key with Mercury retrograde is to go slow, to pay extra attention to the details, not to zip through something really fast, not to be hasty. Like, we really want to pay attention. We really want to read the small print. We really want to listen closely when somebody says something, because if we don't, that's when our lives run amok. That's when there's miscommunication. That's when there's missed plans, opportunities. We forget to set our alarm. We show up late or we don't show up at all. We can't quite get across what we're wanting to say. So it's just a time to pause and go a little bit slower and trust Mercury as he's bringing us these lessons, right? So I actually enjoy Mercury retrograde because simply it allows me to slow down and pay closer attention. So I want you guys to enjoy this too. And take note that when he moves back into Virgo, September 23rd till October 2nd. This is going to affect mostly Virgos, Pisces, Sagittariuses, and Geminis. If you have any planets in the later degrees of those signs, you'll be feeling this. Okay, those lessons will come flowing in. Okay, you guys, thanks for watching and enjoy.